So, Gilmanda, tell us about you. So, I know some of us, we plan to get into project management. Me personally, I kind of stumbled into the industry. Tell us, how did you get started in the industry? Tell us more about you and your career journey.
Yes. So the way I started into project management was about 7 or 8 years ago, and at the time I was working in retail banking.
Mhm.
After having switched careers from government to very basic retail at the mall, where else did I work? Government, retail, with law firms and everybody in the mix. Right? I've been working since I was 14, so quite some time. At the time, I had reached retail banking, and I had already amassed a lot of experience when it comes to customer service, management, working with diverse groups, diverse backgrounds, in being sort of integrated into various cultures,
Yeah.
which is very important in project management, right? Understanding the cultures we work with. So
Hmm.
I was having a conversation with my boyfriend, fiance at the time, and he said, "Why don't you just look into project management? You have the background, and the project managers I work with do the same thing you do, just in an office corporate setting. Whereas you're sitting in a bank, opening bank accounts all day, and sort of you're pretty much managing their workflow." So
Yeah.
to answer your question, that's how I started into project management, and also, of course, the classes and during my MBA program sort
Yeah.
of sealed the deal.
Yeah. Well, don't glance over that part, but yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's I love it because now that I'm having all these different conversations with all these amazing women like yourself in project management, I really do, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really think it's so important to show the real way that we got in, that it was maybe not necessarily we had a plan from A to Z to get in, but we always had those skills, we always had just those natural abilities, and we kind of just always went more towards those project management methodologies,
Right.
and just kind of keeping everybody in order, and instinctively saying, okay, I'll plan it, or I got that part of it. So it's nice to always, I think it's nice for people to know, especially if they want to have project management as their second career, or they're brand new to the industry and they're just trying to figure it out. Maybe they're majoring in project management in undergrad and grad school, which wasn't a thing when I was in college,
It was
but
not
yeah,
not discussed at all.
I know,
It was
I
probably
know.
called something different.
I know, I know. And now, like, people are getting, their masters in it, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I also think it's important for them to know that, it's not always a straight line from A to B, but
No.
also that, it's important for you to look like you did. Look at the skills, look what you're already doing. You can totally just, relate that to the industry, and that is still experience.
Right.
But a lot of people say, oh no, until I have maybe the project management title, then I don't have the experience, and then everything's a project.
We're all project managers.
Yeah.
Commuting is a project. I live in New York City. I grew up in New York City. I live in New Jersey. And just commuting and the whole hustle and bustle of the whole tri-state area, that
Yeah.
alone is a project.
Yeah.
Our children are project managers in their own worlds.
Oh yes.
Uh,
They're our bosses.
Definitely. she's, they're most our important sponsors, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
stakeholders.
I love that.
But project management can be translated in everything we do every day, from the time we're conceived, right? From the time we're out hanging out with our friends or with our whatever it is that we're doing. Whether my whole wedding was a project,
Yeah, oh
I
yeah. I
actually
had a
have a
project
project
plan.
plan.
Me
Yeah.
too. I had a project plan for my
Uh
wedding
huh.
too. It helped,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I had actually planned my wedding twice because I was going
Oh
to have my
wow.
wedding in Jamaica, so
Uh-huh.
that didn't go through. So we had it
Yeah.
here in New York. So I have
Okay.
it was a
Two
whole
projects.
within 6 months
Oh
and
wow.
a huge project scope within that
Yes.
situation. So
Yeah.
everything we do, if you think about it in a organizational way, everything we do
Yeah.
is a project.
Yeah. I love that.
So
And
we're
I
all
don't
project managers at heart.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that. I love that, through like the Women of Project Management, I get to meet other women like you, that we are the crazy ones who have project plans for our weddings, and and all these different events and stuff. And it just naturally makes sense to us. Other people might think we're crazy, but
Yeah,
they're always good plans too. Like they're always like, oh, that was the best wedding, or that was the best party. It's like, yeah, because there was a lot of planning.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And vendors appreciate it when we
Yes.
come to them organized as
Yeah.
individuals and as brides and or
Mhm.
as hosts.
Yeah.
They do appreciate it. And one thing I did notice in the industry is that a lot of event planners have their PMPs
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
CAPMs,
Yeah,
at least
yeah,
up here
yeah,
in New York.
yeah. Well, no,
It's very common.
I didn't even realize that, to be honest with you, until the membership for women in project management kept growing, and we start getting the event planners, and they were certified too. And then when I would talk to them, then it made all the sense in the world, because yeah, you're constantly doing all these big events and all the things that have to go with it. You kind of have to have those skills, at least to be really, to be able to pull it off really, really well. You're
Right,
naturally have
right.
project management skills. So it's amazing of how it is laced into every single industry.
Hmm.
So I personally love it, because I love anything that's well planned out.
Oh yeah, I second
Yes.
that. It definitely
Yes.
comes in handy. People do
Yes.
appreciate it at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes.